watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows mean. He gets claws real big, pissed off quick, and if you cross him you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling this war, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more, feeding from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force apart. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick, you left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
And welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast with your hosts, Matt and D Rose.
And what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast, the first Golden Octagon MMA Podcast of the year. Golden Octagon MMA Podcast number 100. My name is Matt. D Rose is on that side of your screen. I'm happy to be back here. Happy to be talking about some fights. I missed them 3 weeks. D Rose, 3 weeks. Lost a lot of money betting football that I shouldn't have been betting because I don't even watch football. But I guess, you know, a little nice Christmas present to myself. I did hit a little random parlay at the end of the year with the most random, terrible game. I end up hitting like $300 off of like a $5 bet. Like my last $5 in my account hit like a $300 bet. So kind of started off the year with some money in my account and set us up for what's to come in the future this year. But, you know, D Rose, let the people know how you've been and myself, because we haven't talked too terribly much over the past 3 weeks. What you've been up to over the past 3 weeks? How was your Christmas? How was your New Year? You know, did you get everything you wanted for Christmas and all that good stuff, man?
Yeah, no, everything's been great over this way as usual. You know, with as you said, football bets have been absolutely kicking my ass over the last few weeks, so that has not been good. Christmas was great as always. Just had a little family over, had a little dinner, made a ham, ended up getting a ham that our work gave us, and made like some homemade mashed potatoes. I fried some chicken on the side, and my nephew loves chicken strips, so anything like that, like he's all in on. So we just you know, got a bunch of stuff like that together for Christmas. And then you know, come New Year's, we always just kick back. So as far as anything else on New Year's, just a regular night. I can't even remember if I stayed up till midnight. If I did, it's because I was probably playing Spider-Man. That's probably about it. And yeah, as far as no fights, dude, I know we kind of always talk shit about or at least myself, I'll come right out and say, you know, a lot of these Apex cards with no name fighters and stuff like that, you know, we always end up talking shit about these cards, like, oh man, you know, here comes this boring ass card again. But yeah, what has it been, 3 weeks now with no fights, man? Not gonna lie, been missing the UFC, man, and I'm actually excited to see some fights this weekend. But how's everything been your way?
Yeah, dude, good. You know, having some card troubles, trying to get those taken care of. Finally think I got those sorted out, dude. But yeah, dude, trying to make some better financial decisions this year, dude. You know, I think I might be able to get myself out of a hole this year that I've been in for like, I don't know, like 10 years now, dude. So it'll be nice. But, you know, aside from that, that's just like personal daily life stuff. But, you know, ready to talk about some fights, dude, if I'm going to be honest. I've been like itching, fiending to get some to watch some fights, but really to bet on some fights because I'm a degenerate and I can't help myself. But you know, before we get started, D Rose, let's shout out the chat real quick. As always, the loyal Lush Lemaine. It's official. Another Golden Wednesday with the boys. Appreciate you stopping by here. Luxury, man, you are the absolute man. And Austin in here. It's been so long since we've had the dynamic duo in action. Definitely looking forward to this after a long day at work. And then some hands and then a celebration. Appreciate you stopping by here tonight. Austin, you are an absolute gentleman as well, my guy.
Yes,
Gym Card Collecting, Matt and D-Rose to save your Wednesday night. Appreciate you stopping by Gym Card Collecting. You are an absolute gentleman as well. And Luxury, man, we are live. Indeed, we are here. Congratulations on episode 100. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, D-Rose, but we started this in January of 2021, dude. So exactly, roughly 3 years ago, we took a little break. We were trying to do too many episodes, and then, we kind of got burnt out just a little bit. But, and just the editing on my part, I was taking like 7-8 hours to just edit one of the podcasts. I was just trying to be a perfectionist about it. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't really matter that much. Let's just start going live, dude. And, us going live has grown the channel. We have a little community now. Y'all are stopping by here every single week, and we truly do appreciate that. And, real quick, might want to mention, do you see this little symbol beside Lush Lomaine's name? That means that Lush Lomaine is a member here on the Golden Octagon. So if you want to support the channel, support everything we're doing over here, and have an opportunity to win free UFC cards every single month, become a member here on the Golden Octagon. I'm pretty sure you can become a member if you click the homepage, but you're not obligated or anything like that. But you will have exclusive content like Change to Cheddar, which is my personal betting show every single UFC Fight Week Fridays, pay-per-views, and the just regular fight night cards, and chance to win UFC cards on every single one of those weeks. So yeah, with that being said, D-Rose, we got a lot to talk about, mostly it being all of the fight news from this past 3 weeks. We're not going to talk about all of it, but all of the big stuff, maybe the stuff from 2 weeks ago and on, UFC 300, big topics. And then lastly, we'll be giving you our picks, breakdown, predictions for this weekend's UFC fight card in the Apex, Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. You ready for it, D-Rose? Two. And it's only 2 on the card. We have a couple 2s on the card. So with that being said, let me share my screen, and then we'll jump into our fight news that we have missed out on over the past few weeks, and then we'll jump into the picks and predictions for this weekend. So here we go. Up first, D-Rose. I know we are going to have some stuff to say about this one. We got Cody Brundage taking on none other than Bo Nickel, dude. I probably should have said Bo Nickel has his next opponent, none other than Cody Brundage. Oh my goodness, dude. This is going to be an absolute squash match. Yeah, it's just like, dude, Cody Brundage is an absolute idiot. I mean, could Bo Nickel get touched on the chin? Possibly, but he's shown that he's pretty smart. He's got pretty good fight IQ, and just the wrestling is just on another level. Probably jiu-jitsu is on another level too. And Cody Brundage is known to just make pristine decisions when in submission defending subs. So with that being said, I got Bo Nickel absolute squashing Cody Brundage, probably round 1 submission. What do you got here happening, D-Rose? And give me your thoughts on the fight as a whole. Good matchup?
Cody, the bet burner Brundage, is back at it again. I know what you guys are thinking. Don't bet it. Do not. I don't care what you're thinking. Don't bet it, because whatever you think is going to happen, Cody Brundage will make sure that your bet will not hit. He will make sure that if you bet anything by finish, he will make it a decision. If you do it by decision, he will make sure he gets finished or gets a finish. I mean, there is no way that you can win with this man in terms of betting. So stay away from this fight betting wise. Cody, the bet burner Brundage, will get you every time. And for Bo Nickel, it should be a layup. Should it be? Yes. But again, bet burner Brundage, he's known to do some wild things, man. And He does, weirdly enough have power, and he's hurt a couple people in his fights before. So, yeah, I think in terms of the actual matchmaking itself, the matchmaking is actually pretty good. Just in terms of how they're trying to move Bo Nickel up. But yeah, Bo Nickel should make easy work. But again, I ain't betting it. Not me.
I mean, I can't imagine what the odds are going to be, like minus 2,000 for Bo Nickel, 1,600 for Bo Nickel. So it's like, I mean, what value is there even there? And it's like, as Hush Low Main saying right here, watch Cody Brundage go the distance to kill everyone's bets. And that wouldn't surprise me one single bit, because exactly what D-Rose said. Oh man, imagine if Brundage beats Nickel, that man would be a bet destroyer. He's not even gonna burn your bets. He's gonna destroy everyone else's bets. Just a straight up money line bet. Oh man, that would be awful. Yeah, so good matchup. Moving Bo Nickel up as he should. But let's move along to the next one. Also at UFC 300, we have none other than one of my favorites, Yuri Prochazka, taking on one of the most boring fighters in the UFC, Alexander Rakic. D-Rose, thoughts on the fight? And well, actually, you have to retell your story about why you think Alexander Rakic is so boring, and then give me your thoughts on the fight as a whole. I'm gonna full screen you while you tell this story, because this is a good story.
Alexander Rakic is partially the reason why for early prelims I'm not as prone to maybe get up and watch the very first fight of the night, because it was his fight with Justin Ledet. I remember I was excited for one of the fight cards that was coming on, and I believe it might have been a fight card in Brazil. I can't remember where it was at this point, but I remember the fight was, and this was 2018 or so. The fight was so ass. I remember I told myself, what the fuck am I doing sitting here watching these early prelims when I could be out doing something, or doing something more productive with my life than watching Alexander Rakic literally lay and pray on Justin Ledet for 3 rounds. It was the absolute worst fight I've ever seen in light heavyweight history. And yeah, Alexander Rakic has always left a scar in me, just in terms of his fight style. He's always been a very slow-paced and boring fighter. Is he good? Yes. He's got the one highlight with Jimmy Manuwa that will get circulated 1,000 times on loop, because it's the only highlight that he has. And Jimmy Manuwa was on a 3 KO losing streak at that point, so it's not even that great of a highlight. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Alexander Rakic, if it's obvious to say. I'm not a fan in terms of his fight style. Dude's good, cool, but damn, I mean, if you want to talk about fight ambient, I mean, that dude is fight ambient personified, dude. Like, I can't take it. And I hope he does not try to make Yuri into a boring fighter, because I mean, I would imagine Yuri could potentially be a little bit more gun-shy coming off the Pereira loss. He could be, want to make sure he keeps his top position. So, man, if Alexander Rakic goes in there and just tries a leg kick for 3 rounds, man, I'm going to be absolutely pissed.
Yeah, dude, I cannot wait for this. We all know Yuri's one of my favorites. I cannot stand Alexander Rakic because, dude, as you said, he'll just stay at distance and just throw leg kicks for 3 to 5 rounds. Dude, it's like, well, what are we doing, dude? It's like him.
Or if he's got the wrestling advantage, he will just lay and pray. Like, he does not advance position at all. He will literally just sit in full guard and just lay there. No ground and pound, no nothing. Yeah. And yeah, he'll just advance position a couple of times and try to win the fight that way. He is the most boring light heavyweight fighter I've seen, bar none.
All right, let's see what y'all got to say about this one. Lush getting ready for the start. Getting ready for the fights. Already walking by the trees, showing them what's up. What's going on, Dan? Appreciate you stopping by. We got Yuri will be back, guaranteed. Hopefully, brother. Round 2 knockout. That would make me so happy, dude. That would make me so happy. All right. So up next, this is going to be UFC Atlantic City. This is going to be, I believe, possibly the main event. That would make sense.
It needs to be.
Yeah, but it being in Atlantic City, I'm sure that the fight card as a whole will have to be stacked. And because it is so close to me, D-Rose, the distance between me and you is the exact same distance between me and Atlantic City. So I will be doing everything I can to attend this fight card in Atlantic City. But what's your thoughts? Aaron Blanchfield versus Manon Fiorot. I'm glad this fight is happening because I didn't want either one of them to get the title shot with how the last fight ended. So I'm glad they're doing this fight. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I actually agree with you as well. I think, and I just think in terms of where both of them are at in the division, like, Manon got the name with Rose on her resume, and who was not Vivi, Blanchfield beating her last fight. Tyler Santos. I know she beat Tyler Santos, but it wasn't really a definitive win for a lot of people. And we know that Valentina and Alexa are going to end up fighting again just due to the way the last fight ended. And I think in the meantime, while you have Blanchfield and Manon, who hasn't really proven themselves enough in terms of fans, I think this is perfect matchmaking. And I think in terms of their styles, it's perfect matchmaking too. You got the wrestle boxer with Blanchfield, and you got the kickboxing with Manon Fiorot. So I like that fight a lot, and I think it needs to be the main event just because, or even if it's not a main event, I think it needs to be 5 rounds. Like, even if it's 5-round co-main event, something like that, just in terms of because I think this one clearly gets the winner of this fight gets a title shot next.
Yeah, man, that makes sense. To me, unless something crazy happens, because crazy things always tend to happen in these like trilogies. It's like kind of force a fourth fight. I want to see Jerry knock out Rakic, then yell at the microphone, "I'm coming!" Yeah, dude. Fiorot to win by decision. That's what I would go. Personally, I'm not the biggest Aaron Blanchfield fan in the world. I think she's highly overrated, but that's just me. D Rose. Hold on. In case you didn't know. D Rose, if you thought that I got rid of it, I did not. So in case all of y'all didn't know, bang, Aaron Blanchfield, no number 1 fan. I know D Rose is excited for that fight. You will get that the entire podcast that week, D Rose.
Hey, look, she's helped me in the bankroll a couple times, so she's kind of she's won my heart over at this point.
I'm excited for the fight. It's going to be a good one, though. So up next, we do have, dude, no chance this fight happens. Do we even talk about it? UFC 298, February 17th.
I mean, what is this? Only the 5th time this fight's been scheduled? So I mean, 5. 5. Yeah, like what are we doing here again?
Dude, this shit ain't happening. Dude. Paulo will only fight someone that he fully believes that he can beat, dude. And I don't think he fully believes that he can beat Robert Whittaker yet, believe it or not. That's my opinion. Even though he just now saw like fucking Dricus do that to him. Yeah, but that's just
Dricus is a complete different. Dricus is a complete different fighter, though, dude.
Yeah, let's see what y'all. Nothing on that. We could be moving too fast, but it's all right. I don't even think that fight happens. Up next, dude, Yair Rodriguez versus T-City, Brian Ortega, co-headlines UFC Mexico, February 24th. What's your thoughts on that fight, dude? And dude, I'm a T-City fan, but dude, once you have a few shoulder injuries, you kind of end up like TJ Dillashaw, and you just keep hurting it, kind of, dude. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm worried about my guy T-City. I hope he wins, but smart me says pick Yair Rodriguez to win this fight. What's your thoughts here, man?
I saw a stat. I saw a stat the other day that said that what is Brian Ortega ranked? Number 3, 4 in the division right now.
Dude, he hasn't fought in such a long time, and then
dude,
like
his last win was in September of 2020. That was his last win, and he's still ranked like number 3 or 4 in the division. I don't understand.
Crazy,
dude, it's absolutely nuts that he's still even ranked. But I guess he's able to just get in enough fights within that time window for him to not lose any. ranking at all. It's absolutely crazy how he continues to do this. But and I love T City, but I mean, I think at this point, he is a little bit. I don't want to say damaged goods or anything. He's still a marketable fighter, and I think he does have a fan base. But I think just like you said, shoulder injuries, those things tend to linger and sometimes get worse if you don't, kind of take the necessary steps to get it right and everything. And I think TJ Dillashaw, even during his time when he was out, he got double shoulder surgery and his shoulder still kept dislocating. So you hope it goes right for T City, but Yair definitely going to be the favorite going into the fight. And I think rightfully so.
Yeah, dude. Makes sense. Man, it's just kind of sad to see. Like, man, T City was so good, dude. Him versus TKZ was an absolute masterclass, dude. But we only saw him that one time, and then aside from that, it never happened again. He never fought like that anymore, dude. What happened?
I mean, well, honestly, he fought Volkanovski, and I mean Volkanovski. I mean, he did everything he could in that Volkanovski fight. I mean, he had two separate moments in the third round where we both thought that he was going to end up getting the guillotine. I mean, I thought the guillotine was all, but I mean, I was like, oh yeah, he's just going to pop Volkanovski's head off, and no, he unfortunately for T City fans didn't. And he's always been a talented fighter. That's never been the issue with him. I think it's just more the willingness to take damage to try to get what he wants. Because if you go back in a lot of T City's past fights, dude, like Hanato Moicano, Clay Guida,
it's like before the third round, he would just be getting demolished.
Yeah, dude, he'd be getting diced, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, dude, I remember in the Hanato Moicano fight. I mean, Hanato Moicano was literally piecing Brian Ortega up the whole fight.
Think probably Hanato Canero at that time, yeah.
He might. He wasn't Money Moicano. I know that. Yeah, he wasn't Money Moicano. But no, in T City, he got dogged in the first couple rounds, came back and got the submission in the third round. And that's always been his fight style. But getting up to the top level, fighting Max, fighting Volk, fighting those types of guys like that, you're not going to be able to sustain success against the highest level guys.
Yeah, man. Interested to see what happens. I hope T City can get a dub coming back, though. So up next, dude, Aljamain, the Funk Master Sterling, moving up to featherweight at UFC 300 to fight none other than Boston's own Calvin Kattar, dude. Thoughts on this fight? This is an interesting one. I thought he was probably going to fight Max, but I guess that leaves Max going to be fighting Justin Gaethje at UFC 300. That'd be my guess. But anyway, that's aside the point. What's your thoughts on this fight, man? I mean, I guess not the worst fight in the world, but I'm not interested in Aljo up at 145. But he said he's not fighting back down at 135 anymore. So permanent move up to 145 for Aljo.
So the Max thing, Aljo did say that the UFC said they have bigger plans for Max. We'll get into what I think about Gaethje's next fight here in the next little bit, because I know we got a fight announcement that'll potentially tie into that. But in terms of just this fight itself, I think it's interesting just because the fight styles, and I think for Kattar, he does have pretty good takedown defense for the most part from what I've seen in his fights. And Aljo, he's tricky with his trips and things of that nature, but he's not really like he's not going to run through guys to get the takedown. Like, he's not going to spear guys almost kind of like a Shane Carwin type and just spear guys and take them down almost like he's Goldberg or something, or go for like a blast double or anything like that. He's never been the most aggressive type of wrestler. Now we know as soon as he gets the backpack on, he's absolutely sick with his submissions and his back control. But that, man, if he is not able to get it to the ground, I'm interested to see how his striking goes, because we know him not to really have that much power at 135. So at 145, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how his power translate going up. I know he's got good kicks for sure. He can kick like hell, but his punching power isn't that great. So that's what I want to see, what kind of how that translates going up to 145. But he's definitely got the tools to hang with some of the top guys at 145. But this is definitely going to be an interesting fight for sure.
I agree, man. I agree. Not a fan of it, to be honest, though. That's this week.
It could have been better. It could have been better matchmaking. It could have been better matchmaking. I agree with you.
Yeah. One kind of a fun fight. We got the return of Yasmin Haregi going to be taking on Sam Hughes. Thoughts on this matchup, dude? They matched up Jasmine accordingly this time. She's not going to get knocked out by Sam Page.
I think exactly that. Yeah, I think Uregi, I think it's kind of a way to try to get her back and try to get her right. And we know Sam Page. We know she's tough as that old leather boot. But in terms of should Yasmin Haregi win here? Yeah, she absolutely should. So kind of a good bounce back fight for her.
All right, dude. Up next, don't care about those. Trayshawn Gore versus AJ Dobson. I know it is what it is, dude. Here's kind of an all right one. Andre Petrovsky versus Jacob Malkoun, dude. Who gets a takedown first? That's the question. In Atlantic City, that's the one that I'm trying to go to, man.
Yeah, and Petrovsky just an absolute tank. But that's who Michelle Pereira knocked out his last fight, right? Or was it
Yeah,
Petrovsky. So, he's an absolute horse, but he doesn't have to worry about punch power like that coming back from Jacob Malkoun. Now, Jacob Malkoun's, like you said, good wrestler.
Possibly, if he gets hit in the back of the head, then yeah. Just ask Cody.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, this should be a pretty good fight.
All right, dude. Jim Card Collecting completely agreeing with you, probably on the last one. Here we go. Mateus Mendon's going to be taking on Jesus Aguilar. I don't care about that one. Here's a fun one, dude. Marvin Vettori taking on Brendan Allen. UFC Vegas 89, April 6th, dude. Why do they keep putting Brendan Allen in the Apex?
Dirty, dude. Dirty.
I think they're just we need to put Marvin Vettori in the Apex, but he's
no, it's Brendan Allen, because it's the worst part is Brendan Allen keeps accepting these fights, and I know he takes some fight, and I know he wants to be the main event. He's not going to be able to probably get an arena, so he's probably going to have to settle for this as a main event, as a showcase fight for him. I get it, but I am with you. I think he's a very exciting fighter. And I think he's someone that the UFC could potentially get behind as far as an American fighter, that's breaking through, fun fight style, always there to honestly, him and Drakus have a very similar fight. I think Drakus is a little bit more of a polished kickboxer per se, but I think in terms of, how they fight, always moving forward, good power in their hands, good with takedowns as well. I think they're both kind of, very aggressive type of fighters, and Brendan Allen. But Marvin Vettori, he, as we know, we saw in the damn Jared Cannonier fight. He's a damn zombie, dude. You cannot kill him. I'm convinced you cannot take a sledgehammer to this dude and hit him in the head 20 times and kill him, because he would just keep moving forward with his brain hanging out of the other side of his skull. So, I think what I want to see is Brendan Allen can be a little bit of a front runner. If he starts to kind of lay wood to Marvin Vettori there a little bit, and Vettori's not going away, will Brendan Allen start to wilt, or will he be able to, kind of pace himself over a 5-round series? So that's what I'm interested to see most from this fight.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. And Jim Card Collecting saying Dana just went live and said a title fight will be announced in 20 minutes for UFC 300. And another title fight will be announced tomorrow.
Leon and Bilal's won. If they're going to announce it right now, Bilal's won, right?
Dude, if Bilal gets a title shot, I'm going to be like, whoa. Or he's probably going to get the title shot, but that shit better not be on UFC 300, though, dude.
So I think it will be, but I think it'll be like the
fucking fight no one wants to see. Yeah, or the third title fight.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be 3 title fights. I think there's a potential of well, we'll keep going. But I am kind of interested to kind of talk about that though, to maybe guess and see who we think it might be. I think Leon Colby. Leon Bilal's won though for sure.
It could possibly be. It wouldn't surprise me too much. But there better be 3 title fights on there, dude. So here's a good one to talk about, dude. Raul Rosas Jr. going to be taking on Ricky Tercios, UFC Mexico, February 24th. What's your thoughts on this, man?
I would say Turkey is coming out in there with that Gracie style, kind of like that forward wanting to try to foot stomp type dude.
Yeah, like I was gonna say the fucking stomps.
Yeah, literally
just
looking
yelling
like
and stomping and doing like
Yeah, literally looking like a Gracie out there hopping around like the way he is. But no, I think this is actually good matchmaking for Raul Rosas because he's getting a guy who's a little bit more battle tested, but I think someone who he should be able to beat at the same time as well. What I don't want to see is Rosas end up falling in love with his hands a little bit and then going out there and trying to get into a slugfest with everybody now. He's a pretty well-rounded fighter, so I would like to see him kind of, be able to kind of use his whole game for the whole fight. Because Ricky Turkey is tough, and I don't see him putting him away that easy.
All right, dude. We'll find out. Let's see, dude. Don't care about those. Johnny Walker's brother going to be fighting Lucas Brzeski, dude, making his UFC debut. Vegas 89 in the Apex, right there on the right. But yeah, that's Johnny Walker's big brother or little brother fights at heavyweight. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did not realize that he had a brother. But
yeah.
And then of course Lucas Brzeski, out of all the people.
Here we go, dude. Chris Weidman going to fight again. None other than D Rose himself. Why are you going to fight Chris Weidman, dude? What's your thoughts on this fight? And that's Atlantic City, March 30th.
This is my only chance to break into the UFC at this point. And to fight a legend on one leg or 2 legs, I don't care. I'm going to make this dream happen. But no, honestly, I was going to send this to you, but I kind of sat on it until we were able to talk about it. But man, I mean, he fought Brad Tavares, and I don't mean to do MMA math here. He fought Brad Tavares, who Bruno Silva. That's the only win that Bruno Silva has in his last 3-4 fights.
Yeah.
And he absolutely smoked Brad Tavares. And Brad Tavares kind of gave Chris Weidman the work in the last fight, outside of a few moments there.
It was kind of competitive. Aside from you take away those leg kicks, dude, that fight's close, dude.
But that's the whole point. You can't take away the leg kicks because he was literally about to lose his leg because he was getting kicked off so many times. So yeah, literally watching him just eat leg kicks, trying to move forward and couldn't stand. That was tough to watch. And if he's not able to get the takedown, man, I think Bruno Silva. We already know Chris Weidman have chin issues. I think Bruno Silva could hurt him, dude. And I think Bruno Silva can make it a short night if Chris Weidman doesn't come right.
I agree, man. I agree. Couldn't agree anymore. Next, dude, we got too many to be talking about. Julian Erosa versus Ricardo Hamas, dude. We got dude Bronx, Charles Oliveira taking on Arman Tsarukyan, UFC 300, dude. Charles Oliveira giving the young contenders an opportunity here, dude. Arman Tsarukyan just knocked out Beneil Dariush, but we both picked Benny D to beat Arman.
I definitely did. I remember I did. I can't remember if you did, but I know I did.
Yeah, me too. But I think the same thing applies here. I think maybe Benny D just might be, on his downfall now. He's a little bit older, but dude, Charles Oliveira still showed that he's got what it takes to do the damn thing. And I'll point it out again. Joaquim Silva, could have knocked out Arman Tsarukyan when they fought, and Joaquim Silva isn't even, that good on the feet. You know, he's Neto BJJ Joaquim Silva because he's fantastic on the ground, and he dropped Arman Tsarukyan in their fight, dude. Charles Oliveira will walk forward, throw with absolute reckless abandonment, and he don't care what you have, dude. And Arman Tsarukyan's striking defense is just bad, dude. I like Charles Oliveira to shut down the upcoming Arman Tsarukyan. I could be wrong. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Yeah, no, I think I'll get into my theory here in a second in terms of this fight. But
Bruno, the zombie stuff.
It's hard to kill him, dude. You gotta literally take his head off, like choking him. But no, I think for this fight in particular, you know, I think it's very good matchmaking. You know, Arman, some people say he's due for a title shot. You know, coming off the Benny D win, you know, Charles Oliveira is also coming off the Benny D win. So you could say that Charles Oliveira deserves a title shot, but he's not. He's fighting Arman Tsarukyan, and I think Tsarukyan, obviously he's got, you know, he's shown that he's got good power in his hands. He's not the cleanest boxer per se, but he's got good power when he can land. He does have good kicks. Obviously good wrestling. You know, in terms of his head movement, is it the greatest? No, but he's a, you know, forward pressure type of fighter, and you can really put anybody on their back foot. But if there's anybody who's going to be hard to put on their back foot, it's Charles Oliveira, just with that shoot the box fight style, man. I mean, they're absolute. You want to talk about zombies, dude? They fight like zombies, and I mean, Charles Oliveira is another dude. I mean, you have to kill him in order to get him out of there. You know, especially with this recent surge that he's had. I know early on in his career, he got disdained for being, you know, kind of like a quitter or, you know, first foot out the door type of guy. But he's clearly showed that he's a beast now. It's going to be a tough fight, man. But if you think about it, Charles was actually supposed to get the fight against Islam. So Islam is now Charles is now fighting Arman Tsarukyan, which now leaves Islam free. I think that potentially, and we'll find out here in a minute, it could potentially be another title fight, would be potentially Justin Gaethje versus Islam Makhachev. I think the UFC is a little pissed off at Charles Oliveira, if I'm being honest, about the whole Abu Dhabi thing with him pulling out from that last fight. And I think this is more of like a hey, you're going to have to go out there and fight one more guy to get it right then, since he didn't fight at the last Abu Dhabi card. And I think Gaethje ends up actually jumping Charles Oliveira and getting the title fight.
I would agree with you, but a few weeks ago, like Dana said that Islam was injured. That's the reason why that fight wasn't happening. So I don't know, dude. Possibly.
Yeah, that sounds a little.
We'll see.
You know, it sounds like a mania, right?
An absolute banger, dude. Here we go. Dustin, the Diamond Poirier, taking on none other than BSD, the God of War, Benoit Saint Denis, March 9th, UFC 299 in Miami, dude. If I was ever to go to a pay-per-view, dude, UFC 299 is one that I would definitely love to go to. But, dude, tickets for pay-per-views are just absolutely nuts, man. Thoughts on this fight, dude? And this, dude, BSD beats Poirier, dude. He might be next for the title, man.
Yeah, there's a very good chance. I mean, and you know, we already know Dustin Poirier, the beast that he is, and you know, the reputation that he has in that division. And for Benoit Saint Denis to actually get this type of matchmaking, I mean, we saw how Dustin Poirier didn't want to fight Beneil Dariush. I mean, he refused to fight Beneil Dariush. There was nothing that really excited him about that fight. But he's excited about this Benoit Saint Denis fight. So I don't know if the UFC just decided to, you know, fork over the big check, and you know that's what got Dustin a little bit more excited. But yeah, I'm glad this fight's happening. And I mean, I think Benoit Saint Denis is another guy. I mean, if he wins against Dustin, I mean, if he goes out there and smokes Dustin the way that he smoked everybody else so far, I mean, it's hard to imagine Dustin getting smoked by anybody like that. But I mean, if he's to do it, man, I think Saint Denis very clearly, and Islam's wanting fresh challenges as well. I think you could very well make him the next title contender as well.
Fair enough, dude. I'm on Dana's Instagram. That's for like fight of the year. Come on, Dana. I guess he said he was going to be live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting.
He knows how to rope him in.
Yeah, kind of waiting to see. You guys let me know in the chat when he goes live, and I'll try my best to pull it up here so we can all see it. But up next, no one cares about that one. Dude, Dom Cruz thought he was going to get off, dude. He thought he was going to get off with having to fight Carlos Ulberg. But no, they rematch it for UFC Atlantic City, March 30th. Oh, the one I'm trying to go to, dude. Looks like I get to see the a live murder of Dominic Reyes, dude, by Carlos Ulberg, dude. I confuse them all the time.
You did it the first time too,
dude. I do it all the time, and it's like their fight name is so similar too. The Devastator, the Dominator. It's like, why do y'all do that, dude?
Well, so
Dominic Reyes.
So Dominic Reyes, actually, his name was the Dominator, but when he came into the UFC and it was, Dominic Cruz's name was the Dominator, that's when Reyes was like, well, I got to do the Devastator because I can't do the Dominator because Cruz already has the Dominator. So I thought that was kind of, at least he was able to, pay respect in that sense.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Lush said he's watching. Does he mean like watching keeping an eye out? Probably like keeping an eye out for the live. Here we go. Destiny is either going to be gun shy from the head kick knockout, or he's going to come out like a sniper. It's going to be wild to see. It's going to be which Dustin comes out to fight. Possibly, dude, but BSD just throws body kicks and it's like fuck everything.
Oh, so you want to talk about head kicks? Yeah, let's talk about head kicks with Benoit Saint Denis, dude. I mean,
Dominic is done. I would have to agree, dude. So here we go. Let's make a few more. I was like, is that Darren Till?
Darren Till trying to do anything get a win at this point, ain't he?
Darren Till gonna be fighting Davey Grant. Just kidding. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, he's trying to do anything get a win. I thought he left the UFC.
Dude,
doesn't that look like you do get plastic surgery cut down in 135? I mean, golly.
Doesn't that look like Darren Till?
A little, like, quick glance. He got the hairstyle and the same duck lips.
All right, dude. Here we go. I'm not sure who that is. Here we go, dude. One that you sent me earlier on, so I assume that you want to talk about it. We got Michel Pereira staying up at 185. Going to be taking on Mikhail Olashejek. Was too small for 185. UFC 299, March 9th in Miami. What's your thoughts on this fight, man? I'm a Michel Demolador fan. I personally liked him when he was this wild man. He was so fun to watch. He's calmed down a little bit, but he is a very, very good fighter. Flash power at 185 in his last fight, dude. But Mikhail, kind of hard to knock out unless you're Carlos Ulberg. But yeah, dude. I think I got to go Michel here. If not by knockout, for sure by decision. Thoughts on this fight, dude?
Yeah, I think as I told you earlier, I said this is either going to be fight of the night or it's going to be one-way traffic for Michel Pereira. And I say that just to say we know Michal Olashejek. We know his fight style. He's very come forward. Good with the boxing, ripping body shots, just using that pressure just to eventually break you before he's able to get you out of there. And Michel Pereira, in his last few fights, I mean, he's been, a sniper. And, in that Petrosky fight, his last fight, we know how tough Andre Petrosky is. And for him to be able to get Petrosky out of there that quickly, Yeah, I think his power obviously translated up to 185 perfectly, and hell yeah, that's a good look. Yeah, I think the explosive athleticism that Michel Pereira has is going to be very dangerous for Olajszczyk. But if Olajszczyk is able to survive that early storm, if he is able to draw the wild man out of Michel Pereira, I think that's where Olajszczyk could win the fight. But wild matchmaking, but that one should be a good fight for as long as it lasts.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm interested in it, dude, because I say it every time he fights, dude. Why does Olajszczyk look like he's too small every time he fights? It's like, dude, is he like 2 weight classes smaller than the other dude? It's like no matter what weight class he fights in, he just looks too small. Let's see, that's Naimov returning, dude. That's gonna be a banger of a fight. Daniel Zellhuber, Francisco Prado, dude. 2 rather young contenders, dude. You want to talk about that one real quick? UFC Mexico.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them, match up, younger type of contenders. But sometimes some of these fights, we'll see these early on, kind of like a Gamrot and a Saryukian type of fight. But then you can see both those fighters still progress up at the same time as well. But yeah, that should be that should be a good fight for sure.
All right. Up next, dude, we got Jairzinho Rozenstruik going to be taking on Shamil Gaziev. Yeah, dude. UFC Saudi Arabia, March 2nd, dude. So this, I saw this, dude. This is going to be a Saudi Arabia card, dude. And the few fights that I've seen on there just look terrible. It looks like UFC is just giving them the worst card ever for like a shit ton of money for the most part. Thoughts on this fight? The Russian volleyball player taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik?
Yeah, I think this interesting matchmaking, I guess. Gaziev, you can maybe say he should be able to win pretty easy, but I mean, we know the power Biggie Boy has too, so he's always dangerous at any moment.
All right, dude. All right, let's see what else we got on here. Brian Pooh Bear battle going to be taking on Angelosa. Good fight. Dude, Christian Quinones taking on Hani Barcelos. Let's go, Christian Quinones. Am I right?
Oh my gosh, I've never seen anybody hate Hani Barcelos more.
All right, dude. Yeah, dude. That's the last one that I have. Let me scroll down a little bit here because I think we missed a few, dude. UFC 299, March 9th. Gilbert Durinho Burns taking on Jack Della. Great fight, am I
right? Dude, slobber knocker of a fight. Should be great for as long as it lasts. Gilbert Burns is hittable though, so the only thing if Jack starts turning up them combos on him, does Gilbert kind of get clipped and dropped. So, but it should be a good fight for as long as it lasts.
Dude, in UFC 299, absolutely stacked, dude. It's absolutely nuts. Also on the same fight card, Peter Yan versus Song Yadong, originally scheduled before, fell out. Song Yadong ended up fighting Chris Gutierrez. Rebooked March 9th, UFC 299. Thoughts on this, dude?
Yeah, absolute banger. I know we talked about it before, but yeah, I'm going to be super excited for when that fight happens. I'm a Song Yadong fan, and Peter Yan, he does not back down from anybody. So I think just in terms of how they match up stylistically, I mean, this fight, it has to be a great fight, right? Right? Like it has to be.
You would think, man. You would think.
Now here's what I'm curious to see as well in that fight. Last thing is now we've seen Peter Yan, he's displayed a good chin so far, dude. If he gets hit a couple times with them big Song Yadong hooks, I'm curious to see if he's able to. I'm curious to see if he's able to kind of withstand it.
Yeah, dude. Did you know Jairzinho is a rapper? He's got a song on Spotify called Champion. Didn't age too well.
Damn.
That's messed up, D-Rose. But Here we go, dude. MVP making his UFC debut against none other than the Trailblazer, Kevin Holland. What an absolute banger of a fight, dude. But is it me, or is like Kevin Holland just kind of the younger version of MVP at this point? You know, I've been seeing MVP get knocked out for a couple years now. You know, he ain't the same one that he used to be. I mean, he still's got power, but dude, Kevin Holland younger. You know, showed his UFC experience now, and MVP's getting knocked out in BKFC by Mike Perry, dude. I've always kind of been an MVP fan as a person outside of the UFC that I'm able to like be like, wow, you know, that guy is, you know, fun to watch. But, you know, he's a little bit older now, dude. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Yeah, I think in terms of this matchmaking, I mean, he's only been knocked out once, and he got hurt a couple of times against Mike Perry, but he did go the distance. He did go the distance. He didn't quit like Luke Rockhold and all those other guys did. But I did think that Michael Page was going to win, and he was hurting Mike Perry at times. But he did mention that he kind of took the BKFC route a little too lightly in terms of the pure boxing, because he said a lot of the shots that he landed early on Mike Perry, he ended up hurting his hands and wasn't really able to, you know, kind of explode the way he's normally able to with gloves on. So he did say that he underestimated that, and that was a big part in that. But and his other loss, it was to Logan Storley, and he got wrestled. I mean, that's all it was. The dude just wrestled him for 5 rounds, for as much as he could anyway. And a lot of people thought
that one time, like on the way up.
Yeah. Douglas Lima got him. Yeah, Douglas Lima got him. But yeah, I think didn't MVP beat him I think MVP beat him in a rematch. So yeah, I think in terms of the matchmaking, good matchmaking, both kickboxers, both should be able to put on a fun fight. But I do think that while MVP is a little bit older, I don't think he's going to be able to make a title run per se. But I do think in terms of matchmaking with Kevin Holland, while he is a great athlete, we know he doesn't make the best decisions in fights every now and then. While I think MVP can be a little bit more calculated and a little bit more of a sniper in that sense. And yeah, but it should be a good fight.
Indeed, man. Holland by KO. Here we go. Happy New Year, Derek Goofrey. Appreciate you stopping by tonight, Derek. One of our loyal followers as well. Always in here for the most part. And I think, let's see how many more we got here. I think that might be it, dude. You know, last one rescheduled also for UFC 299, March 9th. Ian Gary versus Jeff Neal. Is this fight actually going to happen, D-Rose?
Yeah, I think so, because I think one is going to be on a big card, and two, I think I heard Jeff Neal in an interview with Ariel Helwani, and I think you know, Jeff Neal really wanted to get back at Ian Gary for Ian Gary wearing the shirt with the mugshot of Jeff Neal on it, and he really thought it was distasteful, and you know, in terms of a guy who he thinks that he kind of matches up with well. It's not going to be a guy who's wanting to go out there and wrestle. It's going to be a guy who wants to go out there and strike as well. So, you know, kind of what's Jeff Neal's forte is. And if he can derail a hype train like Ian Gary and, re-solidify himself within that top ranking in the division, you know, I think he's going to be able to do that. So, yeah, I think the fight does happen. And, yeah, it should be an awesome fight. We know how Ian Gary is, how explosive he can be. Unfortunately, he ended up, not being able to fight in his last fight, but potentially ended up getting a little bit of a, let's say a tougher matchup with Jeff Neal this time around.
Possibly, dude. Possibly. Joe Alvarez, Rennie Nakamura, Brady Heastan. Yeah, I think that all this is. Yeah, dude. Not too, dude. Russian Anthony Smith again. See him?
He's bike. He's bike again.
Yeah, dude. All right. That's all of them. Let's give Dana White one more chance to see if he's announcing anything real quick. Refresh his thing. And if not, yeah, dude, we will move along, dude, to what everyone is ready to hear about our picks, predictions, breakdown for this weekend. Derek Goofer with the $1.99 super sticker. Appreciate you, Derek. Always dropping your $2 donation in here, supporting you guys, and we truly do appreciate it, brother. And then we got Neil by walk-off nut shot. That'd be wild, dude. He hits him just in the sack, dude. Just the kick right to the sack. Yeah. So let's get this pulled up. Share this. Present. Share screen. This one.
For the first time in a long time.
Dude, we are finally back. It's been way too long. I was hoping, 9:30 he'd probably go live, but it looks like he said 20 minutes ago at like 9 o'clock, and, it's 11 minutes past when he said, I hate you, Dana. Here we go, dude.
Are you surprised, though?
No, not one single bit. So let's move into our UFC Fight Night. Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. 2 breakdown predictions and picks for this weekend. Here we go, dude. UFC, here we go. UFC Fight Night, Ankalaev versus Walker. Number 2, dude. Saturday, January 13th at 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast time. Going to be taking place at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. We've got 12 fights headlined by Magomed Ankalaev taking on Johnny Walker. We've got Matthias Nicolau taking on Manel Cap, number 2 for the co-main event. In our feature fight of the night, we got the legend that is Jim A10 Miller taking on Gabriel Mobley Benitez. We've got Ricky Simone going to be taking on Mario Bautista. We've got No Hype. Phil Hall is going to be taking on Bruno Ferreira. We've got the Pitbull, Andre Arlovsky, taking on Salsa Boy, Waldo Cortez Acosta. We've got Semi the Jedi, Matthew Simmelsberger, taking on Preston Parsons. We've got Marcus, the Maniac McGee, taking on Gaston Bolaños. We've got Farid Basharat, taking on Taylor Lapilus. We've got none other than Weston Wilson making his UFC return against Gene Silva, the guy that was barking on the dude on the Contender Series, dude. We've got Tom Nolan making his UFC debut against none other than Nicholas Mota. And then we've got in our first fight of the night, curtain jerker, if you will, we've got Felipe Bunes taking on Joshua Van. Canceled fights on this card were Yana Santos versus Norman Dumont, Preston Parsons versus Basil Hafez, Gabriel Santos versus Weston Wilson, Ketlin Vieira versus Macy Chasson, and Felipe Bunes taking on Dennis Bonder. Those were our canceled fights. So, D-Rose, I know, probably not the greatest card in the world, but I am happy to have fights back. What's your thoughts on the card as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm with you just in terms of, is the card the greatest? No, but hey, this is just a little, just a little teaser just going into next week. So, we're going to have what should be a banger of a pay-per-view next week. And yeah, I like the main event for, there was no finality in their last fight. So, didn't make sense for them to really fight anybody else. Let's just go ahead and resolve it now. And there's a couple good fights on the undercard as well. So, yeah, it should be a good fight card overall.
All right, dude, I'm yawning. So let's get into this. What time is it? It is 9:30. Yeah, man, we can get through this. All right, so up first, first fight of the night. We've got Felipe Bunes taking on the fearless Josh Van. So Felipe Bunes, 13-6 overall, won 3 of his last 5, while fearless Josh Van is 9-1, won all 5 of his last 5. Let me pull up my odds just so we have some actual odds at the moment. But Felipe Bunes, 34 years old, 5'7", and a 71-inch reach, while Josh Van is 22 years old, so rapidly improving, 5'5", and a 65-inch reach. So Josh Van going to be 2 inches shorter and have about a 6-inch reach disadvantage. But Felipe Bunes, I believe this is his UFC debut. Yeah, coming off of LFA, which is kind of odd, dude. So making his UFC debut at 34 years old, I can't imagine UFC is trying to push this dude.
Are they trying to get a feeder match for, this young prospect that is Josh Van at 22 years old? That is what I assume is happening. So the current odds for this fight are Josh Van minus 250 and Felipe Bunes A plus 205. I am going Josh Van to probably win this fight round 3 or decision. Just slowly turning up the pressure on Felipe Bunes throughout the fight. What's your thoughts happening here, man, and which way are you going?
Yeah, I think Josh Van, has shown in his past couple fights in the UFC, that he's as you said, young but rapidly improving. And I know going into that who you telling, man? Who you telling? But no, I think going into the last fight with Josh Van, I know you were very excited about Borjas going into that fight. And Borjas did have some good boxing and moments in that fight, but man, it just seemed that Josh Van was just kind of one step ahead, just in terms of the striking. He was really able to counter Kevin Borjas well with a couple of combos of his own, and he really dominated Zumagulov when I think Zaddy the Baddie. It's really hard to kind of dominate him. The way that he did, and Josh Van, I'm going with Josh Van as well, as you said, probably third rounder decision, but yeah, I wouldn't mind at that line right now on ESPN. It's minus 260. I'll have to check on FanDuel to see what it is, but I actually wouldn't mind playing that like straight up in a parlay.
Yeah, you said, well, straight up in a parlay are two different things there, dear.
Yeah, well, I meant to say money line in a parlay. But
I got you. That'll probably be in a couple of my parlays for this weekend. And if you want to hear all of my parlays, see exactly what I'm betting, every single thing this Friday, make sure you become a member here on the Golden Octagon and check out Change the Cheddar, and then you'll have a chance to win a UFC card as well if you can guess a fight outcome correctly. So up next, Zeros, we do have second fight of the night, going to be Tom Nolan, UFC newcomer, once again going to be taking on Nicholas Mota. Dude, is UFC out of the Nicholas with 6-0 UFC newcomer? But
were they in the game?
Yeah, I believe he was undefeated before the UFC. And then just lost 5 times by knockout in the UFC.
Yeah, I know EA makes the UFC game. They're in the game, but I don't know if they were ever in the Nicholas Mota game. You know what I mean?
All right, dude. So here we have Tom Big Train Nolan taking on Iron Nicholas Mota, dude. Tom Nolan 6-0, obviously won 5 of his last 6. Nicholas Mota is 13-5. Won 2 of his last 5, lost 2 of his last 5, but really was losing that last fight until Mike Beltran decided to stop the fight, dude, and call it a no contest when Trey Ogden clearly 30-27 Nicholas Mota, dude. Made no sense, dude. Currently, odds for this are a plus 275 for Nicholas Mota and a minus 345 for Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan, 33 years old, 6'3" at 155. So basically, Jalen Turner in a 76-inch reach. While Nicholas Mota, 30 years old, 5'9" and a 70-inch reach. Got to go UFC newcomer Tom Nolan here to defeat Nicholas Mota. However, probably won't be putting too much money on it because I don't know a ton about Tom Nolan, and being 6-0, there's not a whole lot to actually know about him. And Nicholas Mota, although with losses, does have the UFC experience. So, and he can crack, put someone down. I think he knocked out Cameron Van Camp. Yeah, knocked out Cameron Van Camp. I believe in the first round too. So he can crack. Is Tom Nolan UFC level? We'll find out this weekend, dude. So, give me Tom Nolan to win this fight. Not confident about it. Which way you going?
I think I'm going to go same way as you. I want to go Tom Nolan here. But I agree everything with what you said. Don't know a whole bunch about Tom Nolan, but I just think at this point, Nicholas Mota has shown us enough to know that, he's not, the greatest fighter. Should have lost the Trey Ogden fight. have some money on that fight too for Trey Ogden, so that's why I was even more pissed. And I even had money on Trey Ogden straight up because he was an underdog going into that fight. Crazy enough, I got him at like plus 170, and yeah, that was pretty unfortunate that happened. But yeah, I think Tom Nolan, big dude. Moda does get hit a lot as well, so I think it seems like Tom Nolan, he's got a bunch of knockouts on his resume. Should be able to fall right in line with the range and be able to get Moda out of there.
Yeah, dude. But as you said, not confident one single bit.
Hey, am I betting this fight? No. Because I don't know enough about either. I'm not doing no rounds. No.
Well, I know a lot about Nick Moda, but not enough about Tom Wilson to.
No, but the thing is, I could bet the over, and then Moda gets knocked out in the first 30 seconds. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to get, and I wouldn't feel confident, betting any type of way towards this fight. So I'm best just to stay away.
Yeah, man. I probably the smartest,
I know you won't,
dude.
But yeah, I know you'll end up putting some type of bet on it, but
yeah, it'll be in some kind of parlay. But hey, I'm not hiding it. Everything will be available this year for everyone to see, where they can call me an idiot or not, dude. So up next, here we have the return of Weston Wilson. Going to be taking on Gene, Lord Assassin Silva, dude. Weston Wilson, 16-8. Won 3 of his last 5, while Gene Silva is 11-2 and won all 5 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are a plus 700 for Weston Wilson and minus 1100 for Gene Silva, the biggest favorite on the card. Weston Wilson trains with Wonder Boy in Simpsonville, South Carolina. He is 34 years old, 6'1" and a 73-inch reach, while Gene Silva, 27 years old, 5'7" and 69-inch reach. D-Rose, this is the guy that was barking at the dude that he fought on the Contender Series, Kevin Vallejos, dude. It was just he just hands down just barking at him, Mike Breeden style. Yeah, dude. So dude's a dog, but being 6'1", kind of got that tall man shit. And I believe Weston Wilson, although he does train at Upstate Karate with Wonder Boy Stephen Thompson, he's got a lot of submissions on his record, dude. I would not be betting Gene Silva unless it's, be a round 1, round 2 knockout, something like that. But dude, a smart little sprinkle. I may look like a complete idiot later on, afterwards. But I might, throw a couple dollars at Weston Wilson round 1 submission, dude. I think that might be. It's probably going to be like plus like 2,500. So if you put $5 on it, what's the worst that could happen? But yeah, Gene Silva probably going to knock out Weston Wilson 2nd round. Yeah. Gene Silva, 2nd round knockout over Weston Wilson, but I'll probably take a stab at a Weston Wilson sub prop. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Yeah, I meant to ask. I didn't know if you meant to be screen sharing and not. But
did I am I not? Oh wow.
No, yeah, I meant to.
I apologize.
Yeah, I meant to say that. I remember you were reading the stats and I was like, oh shit, hold on. But no, I think yeah, I'm not betting this fight either. Again, Weston Wilson, as you said, he's got a bunch of finishes on his resume. He's very much the 50-50 type of fighter, just based on his resume. And I think it's one fight in the UFC. What was it, against Joe Anderson Brito? So, that, even though he's a much bigger dude, we know the absolute tank that Joe Anderson Brito is. And now he's not getting another easy fight with Gene Silva. I know that's a dude that coming out the Contender Series that they're excited for. But yeah, I'm going to go Gene Silva here. Again, not super confident because I'm not, super knowledgeable about either or. I would have to say Gene Silva should be able to win. And as you said, probably by knockout. But yeah, Weston Wilson's got a bunch of finishes on his resume, so this is a fight game, man. I would not be surprised with especially with guys who are trying to earn their stay in the UFC too. Versus these guys aren't veterans; these are their 1st and 2nd fights in the UFC.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, dude, but
imagine making your UFC debut and being a minus 1100 favorite, dude. Like against, dude. And there was like no, like you can see him like on the Contender Series, and that's basically it. Like aside from that, there's like 2 other fights that you can find, dude, and can't really find anything else aside from that. So yeah, me and D-Rose both on Gene Silva there. Moving up to the next one, we do have the younger Basharat brother Farid Basharat taking on ferocious Farid Basharat taking on double impact Taylor Lapilus. Farid Basharat 11-0, while Taylor Lapilus is 19-3. Both fighters won all 5 of their last 5. Currently, odds for this are minus 270 for Farid Basharat and a plus 220 for Taylor Lapilus. I don't know if I said that right. Minus 270 for Farid Basharat and a plus 220 for Taylor Lapilus. Farid Basharat, 26 years old, 5'8" and a 71-inch reach, fighting out of Extreme Couture, while Taylor Lapilus, 31 years old, 5'6" and a 73-inch reach, fighting out of the MMA Factory in Paris, dude. Taylor Lapilus making his second UFC stint now. First fight back was the last fight in Paris when, dude, the crowd was going nuts for him, even though it was getting held against the fence, kind of. So I didn't understand what was happening there. But yeah, dude, Farid Basharat, a almost 3-1 favorite over him. From what I've seen, dude, if this is a kickboxing match, dude, this fight should be probably about 110 apiece. What I think Farid has a game plan to it, and if he can get Lapilus down, then he should have an easy path to victory, dude. I think he could probably sub Taylor Lapilus if he gets him down, or if not, just grind him out all 3 rounds. But yeah, give me Farid Basharat here to probably grind out Taylor Lapilus all 3 rounds, because he's tough, dude. Only lost 3 times ever, and had quite a bit of fights now. But give me the young Farid Basharat, 11-0, to grind out Taylor Lapilus all 3 rounds. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, those Basharat bros, man, they're another one that, I remember going into Farid's last fight. I was like, oh, you can go ahead and put it up. It's gonna be trying to resist the on here. It's gonna be a Basharat decision. It's gonna be a Basharat decision, and man, he fought around and gets the submission. I'm like, are you kidding me? You couldn't even do like a third, because I think I did a 3rd rounder decision. I was like, you couldn't even let it go into the 3rd round. You had to do it in the freaking, what was it, the 1st round? So yeah, I was pretty upset about that. But yeah, they're the Basharat bros are dangerous. Yeah, I do think hey, Papa Chuck in the house. What up? That dude. Give me Farid Basharat. But what up, Papa Chuck?
Yes, who? Booyah, boys. I'm glad to see your shining faces in 2024. Thanks for stopping by tonight, Papa Chuck. One of the very first people that popped up on here before we had like 10 subscribers, and Papa Chuck was one of like the first 10. It's absolutely nuts, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. So up next, here we go. The Maniac, Marcus McGee, taking on Gaston Bolaños, dude. The Dream Killer, Gaston Bolaños. So Marcus McGee, 8-1 overall, currently a minus 250 favorite. Gaston Bolaños, the Dream Killer, 7-3 overall, won 3 of his last 5, and currently a plus 210 underdog. Marcus McGee, 33 years old, 5'8", 69-inch reach, while Gaston Bolaños, 31 years old, 5'7", 69-inch reach. So Marcus McGee actually going to be the bigger guy of the two, which is surprising. But once again, this is exactly what I said about the last fight, dude. Gaston Bolaños, a kickboxer, but not like a power kickboxer, more like a point kickboxer. Got solid leg kicks. But if this is on the feet, this could go either way when it goes to decision, dude. The thing is, I think Marcus McGee it trains at a good enough place where he should have some form of ground game. And Gaston Bolaños just terrible on the ground, dude. So if Marcus McGee can get Gaston Bolaños down, he's going to make this look easy. But if this is on the feet all 3 rounds, dude, this might be a little bit closer than what people are thinking, and your peach hole might be a little lemon, if you get what I'm saying. So
Give me Marcus McGee to submit Gaston Bolaños in round 2. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, I know. Marcus McGee, he came in and made his, impact felt in his first 2 UFC fights. He took that Journey Newsom fight. I think he took that on short notice.
Yeah, and if you need an engagement,
right.
hit Papa Juck. He has you covered.
My man Austin, you already know. But yeah, Marcus McGee, he's made his impact felt. Got 2 finishes in his first 2 fights, and I think Gaston Bolaños, he's one of those guys. He came over from Bellator, and he was he's a decent fighter over at Bellator. He never seemed to really get over the hump against the top guys over at Bellator as well. He does get submitted in his fights. I do agree with you, but he does have good kickboxing. And man, I think I'm going to try to go for one here. I'm gonna go for a dog. Let's go Gaston Bolaños, and reason being, I think Marcus McGee, he's kind of faced some tough competition up to this point, but I think and you can maybe say, oh well, fought in the UFC or fought in Bellator, Bolaños, but Marcus McGee, Journey Newsom, and JP Bays' his first 2 fights. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not the toughest competition. So I think Gaston Bolaños is going to be a little bit tougher than that, not being able to easily get put out of there. And Bolaños gets a decision here. So let's go Gaston Bolaños for our first pick that we did not agree on.
Yeah, all right. First different pick of the week. D-Rose, where's your strap back there, man? It ain't on your chair.
Oh, it fell. I'm sitting here rocking in my chair.
Yeah, D-Rose don't want the pick champ. D-Rose no longer wants to be the pick champ. You saw it here. Trying to start off clean this year without the pick champ. But
Nah. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to keep embarrassing you over here, man. I was like,
yeah, you won 2 times at the end of the year and act like you won all year.
Let's not rub it in his face too much.
Oh my goodness. All right. So first different fight of the night. Me and D-Rose split here. I am on the Maniac, Marcus McGee, while D-Rose is on the Dream Killer, Gaston Bolaños, dude. So going to be an interesting one, dude. If we can get this to go back now, that would be fantastic. All right, dude. So up next, dude, one of my personal UFC, a lot of people probably wouldn't say newcomers or prospects at this point, dude. I'm a fan of the kid, though. Matthew Semi the Jedi Semelsberger, dude. I think he's got, dude, he knocks down everyone he fights, dude. He's got crazy power, and it doesn't make sense. Anyway, here we go. Semi the Jedi, Matthew Semelsberger taking on Preston Pressure Parsons. Matthew the Semi the Jedi Semelsberger, 11-6 overall. Somehow, dude. While Pressure Preston Parsons is 10-4 overall. Matthew Semelsberger won 2 of his last 5, while Preston Parsons won 3 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are -130 for Semi the Jedi, Matthew Semelsberger, and Preston Parsons, a +110 underdog. Matthew Semelsberger, 31 years old, 6'1", 75-inch reach, while Preston Pressure Parsons is 28 years old, 5'11", and a 72-inch reach. I'm not spending too much time here. I'm going Matthew Semelsberger knockout, dude. I think Preston Parsons got, this one was the one that he was kind of getting pieced up by Trevin Giles, dude. And, that's not a good look. If Semi the Jedi hits you clean like that, you're going out. And he lost here against D-Rod 2 years ago. And, D-Rod really isn't known for his power, dude. So, your chin's not getting better in 2 years. And, Semi the Jedi, as I said, got that power, dude. Maybe I'm just a dick rider, dude. I have no idea. I'm a huge Semi the Jedi fan, though, dude. You know who I'm going here. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think this is interesting matchmaking, and I think for Semi the Jedi, as you said, obvious power in his hands. We know Pressure Preston Parsons with the strap. Where's me belt? Where's me belt? I'm like, no, I'm like Sean Strickland over here with this thing. You know, I got a couple, buckles broke on this thing, but hey, we still riding with it though. We riding with it. But no, I think for this, give me pressure pressing. I think Preston Parsons can get hit a little bit. That is true. There was a reason why that last fight against Trevin Giles went to split, and it was because he was really able to use his wrestling. I do think that for Semelsberger in the Jeremiah Wells fight, he hurt Jeremiah Wells each round, but Jeremiah Wells, for even as small and stocky as he is, was able to pick him up.
Yeah, but Jeremiah Wells is a tank.
Yeah, and no, he is. He's an absolute tank. But dude, Preston Parsons, if you don't get him out of there, his nickname is Pressure for a reason, dude. He is literally in your face the whole time, and he will not quit. And I haven't seen Semelsberger display the best takedown defense, if I'm being quite honest. So
how do I say this? He has good first one. Like he'll stop the first one, but if you chain it, he kind of falls.
Which is
the second attempt.
Which is something that Preston Parsons is good at, with chain wrestling and being able to chain those takedowns together. And I think if Semelsberger isn't able to stop those early, I think it could be a long night for him, man. So I think for me personally, and I'm probably even going to put my money where my mouth is and put this in a parlay. I like Preston Parsons here.
All right, dude. All right. Second different pick of the night. D Rose going pressure. Preston Parsons. I am going second round knockout for Matthew Semi the Jedi Semelsberger, dude. I mean, the fight's basically even, minus 130 plus 110. About as even as it gets without being exactly the same odds. So second different pick of the night. Here we go. Up next, dude. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Waldo, Salsa Boy, Cortez Acosta taking on the Pitbull, Andre Arlovsky. Andre Arlovsky, 34-22, won 3 of his last 5. Salsa Boy, 10-1, won 4 of his last 5. Currently odds for this minus 750. Salsa Boy plus 525 for Andre Arlovsky. Andre Arlovsky, 44 years old, 6'3", 77-inch reach, while Salsa Boy, 32 years old, 6'4", 78-inch reach. Salsa Boy round 1 KO. Which way you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, maybe not that early, but I say let's go round 2.
Who did he knock out? Like this one, dude. Well, I was like, okay, all right, he's not playing around anymore, and you know how to get Andre Arlovsky out of there, dude. Like you get knocked out by by Don't Mays in round 1, dude. like that, dude. I think Salsa Boy can also get him out of there exactly the same.
Yeah, but I think knockout nonetheless from Salsa Boy here. I think it should be easy work. Yeah,
man. Where's Waldo KOing the Pitbull? Exactly. Salsa Boy, really top 5 worst nicknames ever. No, dude. No, the worst fighter nickname is I don't know. There's a few terrible ones.
Pleasure Man.
The Pleasure Man, Anton Turkali, the Sexy Mexi, John Castaneda is pretty terrible too. And there's one Obi-Wan Shinobi, the Pillow. I forgot that guy.
I mean, Phil Hall's the one he read off earlier. I didn't realize that was his nickname, but that he didn't lie. He did not lie.
He actually has no hype.
That's the only thing he did not lie about.
All right, so me and D-Rose both on Waldo Cortez Acosta, probably going to knock out Andre Arlovsky. And speaking of no hype, Phil Halls, he is going to be fighting Bruno Ferreira, the Hulk, this weekend. Yeah, dude, I have planted my flag hard here, and I saw the line drop earlier, and I was so hurt, dude. This is what happened, dude. I logged on. I saw all the overs and unders were open. I was like, usually once the overs and unders are open, that means like the main event, they'll have like props and shit available for for DraftKings. So what I did, I went in here, found it, what I was looking for, Phil Halls, Bruno Ferreira, scrolled over to fight parlays. Phil Halls about round 1 KO plus 250. Phil Halls round 1 KO. Round 2 KO plus 850. Phil Halls round 1 KO
plus 1,600. And then it goes to the subs. D-Rose, guess what Bruno Ferreira via round 1 KO is? I was going to mash it because, dude, Roman Dolidze to knock out Phil Halls was plus 500, dude. So what is Bruno Ferreira to knock out Phil Halls in round 1? It's got to be 800, 700, right?
I was getting ready to say plus 1,000.
What do you think it is?
Plus 1,000.
Bruno Ferreira to win by KO in round 1, plus 165.
Damn.
They are on to us, D-Rose. It's like I logged on here like, ooh, and I saw this as the odds, like, fuck off. Psych.
You thought you was gonna get good odds.
You were gonna mash it, didn't you? Yeah. Bruno Ferreira to knock out Phil Halls in round 1 plus 165. So super upsetting by that because, dude, the odds for it is just right now. Phil Halls plus 110, Bruno Ferreira minus 130. So it's like, dude, for a round 1 knockout, you're basically only getting like 2 times like the money line. It's probably not even worth it at that point. I mean, I'm still probably gonna take a taste at it, but it is what it is. But let's get into it. Phil Halls 12-5, Bruno Ferreira 10-1. Currently odds for this, just told you, plus 110 for Phil Halls, minus 130 for Bruno Ferreira. Phil Halls, 35 years old, 6 foot, 77.5 reach, while Bruno Ferreira, 31 years old, 5'10", and a 72-inch reach. So Phil Hall's going to have a height and reach advantage. Last time we saw that happen, he was fighting Deron Wynn and pieced him up, dude. But Bruno Ferreira got that power. And the reason I was going to looking at those odds, because as I said, I was going to mash it, dude. Bruno Ferreira round 1 knockout. That's my stance. I'm sticking to it. Could be wrong. Look like an idiot, but yeah, you will not catch me betting Phil Halls. No more. Not since that Chris Curtis fight, dude. Yeah.
Which I told you in that fight to take Chris Curtis, because I did.
Yeah.
And Chris Curtis won me some money, and I've been an Action Man fan ever since. So
yeah, dude. But yeah. What's your thoughts on this fight, dude? Do we see the return of No Hype, or does he get violently knocked out, dude? Is his addiction just getting sent to the shadow realm?
Yeah, he does have a very good knack for that. But I do think that Bruno Ferreira lost to a dude who have we heard from that dude again since that fight? I mean, at least I don't remember.
Who, Nursultan Rozaboev?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 5 months ago, so it wasn't too long ago.
I mean, for Bruno Ferreira to be fighting again since what I'm saying is it almost feels like a moment in time that didn't happen. Like,
I think it was in like Abu Dhabi or some shit like that too, right?
I'm pretty sure it was in the Apex, but
yeah. Okay.
But again, a moment that was lost in time. Like, we don't even realize that it happened because it was just like, oh yeah, that fight just happened and whatever. But no, I think betting wise, it's gonna be dangerous because look, I was all over Bruno Ferreira in his last fight too, and he ended up getting absolutely smoked. So I'm not as comfortable betting with
I believe
Bruno
that
Ferreira
was in the ladder too, dude. R.I.P.
Yeah.
The ladder. Do I have it on here?
Again, and he was like minus 265.
The ladder, baby. R.I.P. The ladder.
I would say that's one of them that never made it through the pregnancy. Good day. I mean, you had to off that one off early.
Yeah, Hall's here. Yeah, I think a lot of people split here this week, dude. I see a lot of people on Phil Halls this week.
Yeah, I would say Ferreira by knockout, but again, I'm not the most comfortable on it because, as you actually stated, the last time Phil Halls had a size and reach advantage against somebody was Deron Wynn, and he pieced Deron Wynn up pretty good. So that's the only thing that scares me about betting.
The thing is like he's like winning every fight until
he gets knocked out. Like, he was beating Chris Curtis. I mean, the fight only like lasted a round, but he was beating Chris Curtis, and then he just got touched and then snoozed, dude. I think he was beating not Ikram, like Ikram too, dude. I think he actually probably won the first round and then just got touched and snoozed, dude. It's like he's a good fighter, he's skilled, he just has absolutely no chin, dude. He just gets, dude, Tate the cut man puts the Vaseline on him. He's like, whoa. He gets deer legs walking into the octagon, dude. It's crazy. He could drive to the apex and get knocked out by his air conditioner if it's blowing too hard. You gotta watch out for Phil Halls, dude.
He's getting all dizzy in the car.
Yeah. I gotta go Bruno Ferreira, dude. What's your final pick?
Bruno Ferreira.
All right,
by knockout.
Right. Me and D Rose both on Bruno Ferreira in this one. All right, dude. Up next, another probably one of the best fights on the card, dude. And it's a good test for a Mario Bautista coming up, fighting people higher in the rankings, dude. We have none other than Ricky Simón taking on Mario Bautista. Ricky Simón 20-4 overall, won 4 of his last 5. Mario Bautista 13-2 overall, won all 5 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are a -192 for Ricky Simón and a plus 160 for Mario Bautista. Ricky Simón, 31 years old, 5'6" and a 70-inch reach, while Mario Bautista is 30 years old, 5'9" and a 69-inch reach. Striking wise, I think Mario Bautista has Ricky Simón beat. The issue is I don't know if he has the knockout power to get Ricky Simón out of there. And Mario Bautista's takedown defense isn't the best in the world. He can get up though, which is good. And I think that's what you're going to need to fight Ricky Simón, because he's just going to He's kind of like Merab, dude. He's just going to relentlessly go for takedowns. If you get up, he's going to go for another one. He's going to get up and go for another one. And it's just going to repeat like that. And the fight's only 3 rounds. So that being said, I think Ricky Simón probably controls Mario Bautista the first 2 rounds. And maybe Mario Bautista winning the 3rd round, maybe hitting Ricky with a few good shots as he's kind of gassed a little bit. But I'm going to go Ricky Simón to win this fight via decision, 29-28. What's your thoughts here on this one, D-Rose?
For me, I mean, I am in agreement with you in terms of
yeah, does anyone remember Simon getting smoked by a 40-year-old favorite? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, he actually was bringing a point around for me, and for me to say that, look, I know Ricky Simón's a good wrestler and everything, but we have seen him go up against people when they have a good amount of power. And not to say that Mario Bautista has Song Yadong, or I mean, right, Uriah Faber, dude, he's sneaky, has power, man. So let's not underestimate the California.
These old heads, Jim Miller, Uriah Faber, dude. They have this power late.
No, 100%. So I do think that's not to say that that should have been an easy win and he lost and blah blah. But I do think that I think Simón. I'm surprised that he's a favorite. Let's say that. I'm surprised that he's a favorite. Man, I think Mario Bautista actually gets it done. As you said, I do think that Bautista, he gets taken down, but he can get back up. I think over the last few fights, he's really grown into himself. I think really you can maybe even point back to probably since that Corey Sandhagen loss. Has he lost since then? I think he's been undefeated since that Corey Sandhagen loss. So
he's fought 5 times in the past year. Let me click on him real quick. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's lost since then, though. So I mean, he's been on a good run, and I think he's really starting to come into his own here. And I think he
lost to Trevin
Jones. That's right, he did get knocked out by Trevin. It was like a flash knockout type. That's right, I do remember that. I remember it was at the Apex. Yeah, I remember that now. But no, I think
that was at Adesanya versus Blaha was 259.
Yeah. So it wasn't Apex though. But
but
he hasn't lost a fight in 3 years though. If you think about it, it's 3 years since then, and I think he's a completely different fighter now. And yeah, I'm going to take Mario Bautista here to get it done.
All right, dude. Probably not the worst pick. This one's probably going to be the one that I'm the least confident in this weekend. I'm probably not going to have this one in a whole ton of bets, or if I do, I'll have one and one and one and another one. I'll kind of split them up and just hope for the best, dude. And then we got Ricky first. He's the last. Yeah, shout out Ricky Bobby. Yeah, dude. So third different pick of the night. D Rose on the dog Mario Bautista. I'm
All
on the favorite.
dogs.
And Ricky Simone. Yeah, I am on a lot of. I think, but see, the thing is, I was on people earlier, and then odds have changed a little bit. Like Jim Miller was the dog. Now he's the favorite, dude. I think Bruno Ferreira was the dog. Now he's the favorite.
We talked about the Jim Miller line like a week ago too.
Yeah, and so there's a few that have kind of flopped around, and there's a few that are rather close to. So it is what it is. I do pick huge underdogs sometimes. They usually lose, but occasionally they'll cash for me. But here we go, dude. Speaking of the legend that is Jim A10 Miller, he's fighting this weekend. Everyone talks about him fighting the UFC 300, but what about the fight this weekend, dude? He's fighting Mowgli, Gabriel Benitez, dude. Jim Miller, 36-17, won 4 of his last 5, while Mowgli Benitez is 23-10 and won 2 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are minus 135 for Jim Miller and a plus 114 for Gabriel Benitez. Jim Miller, 40 years old, 5'8" and a 71-inch reach, while Gabriel Benitez is 35 years old, 5'8" and a 71-inch reach. D Rose, call me crazy. Give me Jim Miller to knock out Mowgli Benitez in the first round, dude.
I don't think you're crazy because actually I don't know if it's going to be first round. Mobley is tough,
baby.
But yeah, I think the same thing, man. I think Jim Miller actually does get the knockout. Let's go. I'm going to go second round here. I think Mobley is tough, so it's hard to get him out of there early. But I think if you can put the damage on him, you can get him out of there later in the fight. I say Jim Miller, let's go second round knockout.
Before we move on from this, are you worried? Because Mowgli isn't the best on the ground. Are you worried that Jim Miller maybe tries to wrestle and then maybe kind of gasses out? Because that's maybe the one knock on him is it's like if he starts wrestling, dude, round 3, he don't got the best gas tank.
Well, it depends on, how he's working in the wrestling. Is he dominating? Or are they stalled out? Or is Mobley, is he just shucking them off of him when Jim Miller pushed him up against the fence and, circles back out to the middle? So, it kind of depends on how it plays out. But I could see, as you said, Jim Miller go for a takedown and some sort of back control. Maybe see if he can get a weird finish like Billy Q did on him with that back take, ground and pound.
Crazy. Crazy, dude. Makes no sense. But yeah, all right. Me and D-Rose both on Jim A10 Miller to get the knockout over Mowgli, Gabriel Benitez. Up next, co-main event, dude. Number 2, we got Matthias Nicolau taking on the star boy, Manel Kape. D-Rose, before we get started breaking this one down, can you do me a favor and give your impression of Manel Kape's reaction when he realized that he lost against Matthias Nicolau in his last fight?
Yeah, as they're announcing the decision.
Here we go. Judge 1 has the score 29-28 Kape. Judge 2 has the score 29-28 Nicolau. And Judge 3 has a score 29-28 by your winner by split decision, Matthias Nicolau.
Huh? It's like you obviously lost a fight. It was like you were lucky to get a split decision, and you ended up hanging on to get the split there. Be happy with that because it should have been a unanimous decision. Quit acting so damn surprised.
To Manel Cap's defense, dude, I think he lost the first round. Round 2 is close, and I think that he won the third round. Now the Pantoja fight, I don't think he won any part of that Pantoja fight. So when he's acting like that after the Pantoja fight, it's like, bro, you didn't win that fight at
You
all.
got dominated.
Austin,
Dominated.
here it comes.
Here it comes.
Yeah, dude. He already knew, dude. That's my favorite. That is my favorite. But all right, but here we go. We do have Matthias Nicolau taking on Manel Cap. Number 2, dude. Number 2. Matthias Nicolau 19-3-1, won 4 of his last 5, while Starboy Manel Cap is 19-6-0, also won 4 of his last 5. The last time Manel Cap lost was to Matthias Nicolau, and Nicolau just now lost to Brandon Royval via knee, dude. Maybe that's a little pretense. What happens this weekend? Currently odds for this are plus 225 for Matthias Nicolau and minus 278 for Manel Cap, which is odd to say considering that they fought 2 years ago. And dude, a 3-1 favorite for the guy that lost is kind of crazy at this point. But hey, Matthias Nicolau, 31 years old, 5'6" and a 66-inch reach, while Manel Cap is 30 years old, 5'5" and a 68-inch reach. D-Rose, do you think Starboy Flying Knee knocks out Manel Cap this weekend?
It'd be weird for Starboy to knock out Manel Cap with a.
Do you think Starboy knocks out Matthias Nicolau with a flying knee this weekend?
No, I got you. Yeah, and I actually did get confused for a second. I was like, wait a minute, is Starboy Matthias Nicolau? But
right, it's like,
no.
it is what it is.
No, I'm fucking with you. But no, I think, will he flying knee him? No, I think Matthias Nicolau is going to learn his lesson from the knees. Take it from that Brandon Royval fight in his last fight. I think he literally just walked right into it. So I think knowing that that's a weapon that Manel Cap likes to use, I think he's going to be a little bit more wary of it. But I do think that Manel Cap is the better athlete of the two. I do see the advantages in where Manel Cap can win this fight for sure. And I think as long as he's able to keep it standing, don't let Matthias Nicolau kind of smother him, get him up against the fence, get him taken down, sort of what he did in their first fight. I think Manel Cap's able to keep the range, the striking. He's the much cleaner striker. He's a much better athlete. He should be able to win here, and I'm going to pick Manel Cap to win here. And I think he gets it done by decision, but I think Manel Cap gets it done.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm kind of scared to touch props here because as I said, dude, I could see, dude, because Manel Cap's good about like leading people into shit. So I could see him, just throwing some shit to get him to duck quite a bit and then fake it and then just throw a knee, dude. And I would just be like, well, saw that shit coming a mile away, dude. But yeah, I'm going Manel Cap this week too. Pretty much all favorites for me this weekend. I might change it up in the main event though. But yeah, me and D-Rose both on Starboy Manel Cap to defeat Matthias Nicolau this weekend. D-Rose going decision. I think he might knock him out, dude. Main event time. If you guys haven't already, please do us a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Support your boys over here. We would greatly appreciate it. It is nothing but free to support us. And subscribe here if you have not. So main event, D-Rose. Let's see. We got Starboy by Flying Taint Smash. Imagine we got the was it like the Bronco Buster from the X-Pac back in the day? He just does that.
Fucking Bronco Buster.
Dude, the Bronco Buster. All right. Main event time. Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. Number 2. Ankalaev 18-1 and 1 no contest, dude. Out of his last 2 fights, he has a draw and then a no contest, dude. It's absolutely nuts.
The shittiest luck out of any fighter ever.
Yeah. Johnny Walker 21-7. Won 3 of his last 5 with a no contest and a loss. Currently odds for this are minus 550 for Magomed Ankalaev and plus 410 for Johnny Walker. Ankalaev, 31 years old, 6'3" and a 75-inch reach, while Johnny Walker, 31 years old, 6'6" and an 82-inch reach. Jesus, Johnny Walker is massive, dude. And I say this every time he fights, dude. Johnny Walker at kicking range is probably one of the best fighters in the UFC. Like, you can't touch him. He's got solid kicks. But, dude, when he closes range and punches get involved, dude, it's like, oh, he's probably, Shannon Ross, Phil Hall's level of, if he gets touched, he might go to sleep, dude. So, and comically, he'll be like, and then fall over, dude. It's just crazy to see, dude. But I would have really liked to see more, just a little bit. Why'd they stop the last fight? Timeout. You get 5 minutes. Okay, go. Because Johnny Walker was ready to go, dude. It just is what it is. And it's kind of shitty. But they were kind of ready to fight again. I didn't really ask for this little rematch, and I didn't want it as a main event 5 rounds. I don't think it goes 5 rounds. Dude, I don't think Magomed Ankalaev should be this big of a favorite. That's my thing. I think Ankalaev wins. I'm going to pick Ankalaev to win just because he's a pretty smart fighter, dude. But the leg kicks can really fuck him up, dude. And I feel like he just doesn't know what to do. And even in this last fight a couple months ago, Johnny Walker hit him with a few, and he just act like he didn't know what to do. And it's like they were more powerful than when fucking Jan Blachowicz was doing it. So it's just it's hard fight for me to call it, and I don't think you should be putting Magomed Ankalaev in your bets as a minus 550 favorite, to be honest. But I'm gonna pick Ankalaev to win. But I'll probably maybe throw a dart, just a shot at maybe Johnny Walker by knockout, just because odds by Johnny Walker knockout right now are plus 700. I mean, that's how he's going to win, I guess. I mean, could he submit Ankalaev? I guess, plus 1800, but I would probably – what's Johnny Walker by finish? Johnny Walker by finish is plus 550. I'd probably take a shot at that. Maybe like $10. $10 on Johnny Walker by finish plus 550 and just hope for the best. Maybe you win like 55 off of it or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to pick Ankalaev, but dude, at a minus 550 favorite, what are you supposed to do? If you are putting this in your parlays and anchoring it this weekend, good luck. You have bigger nuts than I do. I am not, dude. Just every single leg kick, I'm going to be like, oh.
Real quick, what are the odds for a draw?
For a draw for this fight?
What are the odds for a draw? Because, I mean, look at how the Jan and Magomed fight played out, and then Magomed got his legs crushed.
I just don't think this goes all 5, though. But fights for this to be fight to be 1. What the? Come on,
because
draw.
I figured
draw
that,
plus 5,000 for a draw.
Ooh, you tell me that ain't worth a little? That ain't worth a little 5 to.
I just don't think it goes all 5 rounds. That's my thing. Like, I don't see Johnny Walker going 5 rounds against Ankalaev. Either he's going to knock Ankalaev out, or Ankalaev's going to end up knocking him out.
Man, I mean, it very well could be. I guess I just,
Johnny
Walker has gone 5 rounds before. Let's not forget.
Johnny Walker by eye-poke DQ. Dude, imagine Johnny Walker by DQ because Ankalaev fucks up again and does some dumb shit, dude. It's like, what are we doing?
At that point, I think the UFC would have every right to cut Magomed Ankalaev. It's like at this point, you just can't win a fight. Like you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going Ankalaev. Probably throw a dart at Johnny Walker, though, D-Rose. Which way you going, brother?
I like Johnny Walker. I believe I actually picked him in the last fight, but and he did look good in moments in that first fight with Ankalaev, but Ankalaev was starting to piece him up there. And, he did roast Johnny Edwards with that body shot. I know he threw the knee up, but I don't care what you say. That body shot 100% hurt because it echoed throughout the whole arena when he landed that body punch. So I think Magomed does get it done, but as you said, Johnny Walker, very dangerous dude. So he's capable of pulling out a wild flying knee or some crazy spinning kick off a missed punch or something like that, and he's able to land some
and then
doing some Joaquin Buckley shit or doing some spinning ninja kick or some bullshit, or like you said, hammer fisting a guy on one leg and getting him out of there. He's just so capable of doing it in so many different ways, but I think Magomed is just a more balanced fighter and should be able to get it done.
All right, so me and D-Rose both on Magomed Ankalaev this weekend. How many different picks is that? Let's see here. So
that should be 3.
At least 3. So
yeah, we should have 3. I think that's all I counted was 3.
All right. Let's see if Dana White never gave us an update, huh?
That's not like him to ever update us on something and then not come through with the Twitter post. Or IG
what's
post.
going to happen? What's going to happen is right after
literally as soon as you say the Golden Octagon,
right after the podcast ends, he's going to pop up and be like, all right, the boys are off. Let me tell y'all the fights now, because
so the news cycle can wait until next week for them to talk about
it. Yeah, okay. And we got here we go. The ref and doctor were jackasses. Why didn't that fight continue? Yeah, that was my thought too. Johnny Walker's in the desert, and we have Lush Low Main dropping the $5 donation, a loyal member here on the channel. You guys pick different on 1. Marcus McGee versus Gaston Bolaños. Number 2, Semi the Jedi, Matthew Simmelsberger versus Pressure Preston Parsons. And number 3 is Ricky Simone versus Mario Bautista. Those are 3 different picks for this weekend. And if you'll look right over D Rose's right shoulder on the left side when you're looking at him, that is the Golden Octagon pick champ right there. And the goal for me is to have that right here when we come back here next Wednesday. These are our 3 different picks for this week. And D Rose, do we have a bet? Do we have a bet yet? We've had 3 weeks to think about it. You want me to drink hot sauce like an animal, and I'm not going to drink hot sauce. I'll drink alcohol like a human being. I'm not an alcohol drinker. I have some back there. I will take a shot, pour it in my mouth. I think the loser should have to take a shot of alcohol at the start of the podcast for whoever loses the pick champ.
I guess the objective. Let's go. I'll get that word eventually. The objective I was going for was there has to be some sort of punishment there.
Do you like alcohol though?
No.
I mean, have you ever had Conor McGregor's proper 12 Irish whiskey? This tastes terrible, dude. You're going to wish it was hot sauce if you took a swig of this. Your mother would be like, ugh, this is awful. This is not good, dude. I've drank this much by mixing it with a shit ton of Coke, dude, but I still have this much. But if I lost, I would be willing to take a swig of this nasty ass fucking vodka. I mean, fucking Irish whiskey live here on the channel, D-Rose.
I know in terms of taste it's nasty, but the end result that you get from alcohol is obviously different in terms of what you would get.
Do you get buzzed off of one shot though? I mean, I don't know. For me, it's if I'm not I don't want to drink it unless I plan on getting fucked up. And second, a shot of anything just tastes like shit. But Austin saying 2 shots. And then we got loser takes 2 shots of Everclear. Yeah, I believe I'll probably be. Yeah, I think Everclear is illegal in Virginia. You can only buy it at a few different places. I can get it at the military exchange, but that's because they want to give the military members whatever they want, dude. Like, hey, you need this here. Yeah. But
You
D-Rose,
deserve this.
yeah, I mean, I would even let you get an alcohol of your choice as long as it was over 40 proof. Over 40 proof, dude, you can have alcohol of your choice.
Yeah, but I think it almost sounds like the boys are kind of rolling with that too.
Yeah, that's what everyone's doing 2 shots. So I was going to do 1 shot, but 2 shots, which is going to make me go out and buy a bottle, which makes me I'm not going to drink that. I'm going to get something that's at least tolerable.
I guess
bring
that's
the proper 12
that's
to
my
the
thing.
loser
I don't feel like
choking
going
goal in
out.
the octagon. Oh god.
That'd be gross. Well, because we still got to figure out if we're gonna do it every week. Is it gonna be tallied at the end of the month? Yeah. Are we still gonna do it like that, or
I was just going to do it at the beginning of the podcast. If it's 2 shots, you know, 2 shots a week probably won't hurt you too bad. You know.
Well, alcohol and all things. That's my big thing. I'm just not a big fan of drinking.
Don't lose the big job. I don't want to drink it either, D-Rose. I don't want to drink it either. You're acting like I want to do this. Like that's the thing. It's gonna be my goal to not fucking lose because I don't. Dude, I'm not a shot guy. I'm a little girl. All my drinks are mixed drinks because alcohol tastes like shit. You fucking animals that drink fucking room temperature whiskey, I can't. It tastes bad. I don't like it. I need some Coke in here. That's how I drink all of my alcohol. I'm just not a shot or just straight drinker. I can't do it.
No.
I can't.
Can I have the exception of I kind of wanted to pick some
the
of
proper 12.
Can I butt chug? Can I do it with the request of?
It's all over your head. There you go, D-Rose.
Oh no! Come on.
There you go, D-Rose. There's your options. There's your options.
No. I do think there should be like something like someone have like something in their hand or something like that, like during the show, like they have to like that could be something too. I was going to say, with the exception of this week, because I was kind of picking through because I knew, there's a potential that we could be pretty, favorite heavy for the most part this weekend. So, if we start next week, I'm going to be dialed in a little bit more in terms of my fight picks.
Oh my god, I feel what D-Rose is saying. How about the hot chip challenge? D-Rose, have you seen how those motherfuckers react to after doing that the hot chip? Could you imagine?
Okay,
sit here, dude.
So
no fucking chance. No fucking chance. I would be gone. I'd be gone. I can't.
Here's the thing with the hot chip challenge. They actually don't sell it anymore. Because it was rumored that a kid had actually died from it. So the hot chip challenge.
Imagine I die on stream from eating the hot chip. That would be crazy, dude.
MMA podcast. Yeah. Croaking over. Yeah, so that might be a step too far, but I think there needs to be a sort of like a, I don't know. I still feel like the end game is pleasure with alcohol. Even though the taste is disgusting. Hey, we're going to be sitting here with a little buzz doing the podcast, so who's going to be mad about that, versus you got a little bit of...
I mean,
or just,
it's not the word. It's what you... I mean, personally, I don't want to do it, but I would do it, but it wouldn't be terrible because you have an end game. Do you want to drink it out of a shoe instead?
Nah, what if we... what if the loser ate like a spoonful of mayonnaise or something?
Dude, what? Why are you doing this? Last week it was hot sauce. Now you want me to eat mayo?
I'm trying to loosen it up this time. I'm trying to be a little bit more softer with this landing here. I'm not trying to do the hot sauce, which is pretty heavy handed. So mayonnaise is something that's pretty light, but again, something that we really do not want to do, but we had to end up doing because we lost.
Yeah, D-Rose. I think my options are a shot of something, or I will have a seltzer from a flip flop. So those are your options, D Rose. I will drink an alcoholic beverage of whatever you decide, whether you want it to be a shot or a seltzer. But I'm not eating fucking mayonnaise or drinking a shot of hot sauce. What's wrong with you? You're animal.
Well, man, because I really don't.
Dude, here we go. The Dustin Poirier hot edition hot sauce.
Let's go. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right there. Boom. Because it's not too.
Okay, I think
it's not super spicy. He did, Jim Card. He 100% did.
So surprisingly hot. Yeah, dude. And I think that's my thing, dude. It's like, I'm not trying to be feeling the effects of this tomorrow, dude. Like, I have to get up and go to work the next day. I'm not trying to be shitting for fucking 30 minutes the next morning late for work because D Rose fucking had me drink a fucking shot of hot sauce the night before at fucking at 10 p.m.
Not even a shot, like a spoonful, like just a little
that's
dab
the
on a
thing.
spoon.
But see, that's the thing. This is pleasurable to you because you enjoy it. You've told me this. You're like, I love hot sauce. I eat it on my pizza, on my wings, on my French fries. I put it in my nose when I sleep at night. Shit, if I could, I would put it back up my asshole when it came out because I love hot sauce so much.
Okay, but I can at least acknowledge when a sauce is hot. And can you imagine if I'm sitting here doing the podcast, regardless if I like hot stuff or not, my nose is gonna be running. If I end up doing a shot of like some type of hot ass hot sauce and I don't have any water here to drink, I'm gonna be sitting here like, yeah, man.
My asshole is gonna be growing a tongue drinking the toilet water if I do that in the next day. I can't do that, dude. I'm not doing hot sauce. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Loser dresses up as winner's choice for next pod. I think that's fair, dude. That's fair.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that's kind of fair. Yeah. Okay. Like a costume or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. We can figure something out like that.
All right. Yeah. All right. I guess TBD at this time, dude. We'll figure it out.
Still working on it.
We'll figure it out soon. But with that being said, that's going to be all from me and D Rose here tonight. If you want every single one of my bets, come by here Friday night, join the membership on the channel, get all my bets for Change of Cheddar, get some degenerate parlays that we're going to make here, and you can laugh at me if all my bets lose and tell me I'm an idiot. But the way it's going to be working this year, I'm going to let you guys know it now. I'm going to be starting off with $50 in my DraftKings, $50 in my FanDuel, and $100 in my PayPal. So $200 total. That's where we're going to be starting the year off this year. I'm going to give y'all all of my bets all year, and we're going to see what we come out with at the end of every single week. And also, if you join the membership, we will be picking a fight on Friday to decide, let you guys see if you can predict the fight correctly, being the round winner and method of victory. And if so, have a chance to win a UFC card that I put up for people to win. And if there's a tie, then we'll duck race and see who wins. So if that interests you, please join the membership. The link to that is either in the description below or just go to my page and click join or something. I believe it's there. Anyway, with that being said, this has been the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast number 100, D-Rose. We made it through 100 podcasts, even though D-Rose falling asleep over there. But
no, we good. I'm my small little heater over here, making sure we keep the warmth over here.
All right. With that being said, my name is Matt. D-Rose is on that side of the screen. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and we will catch you right back here next week for another Golden Octagon MMA podcast, or catch me Friday for Change to Cheddar if you're a member here on the channel. With that being said, we'll catch y'all later. Peace.